Dragon Quest VIII, the very game that got me into RPGs in the first place. I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of why I enjoyed this game so much, and first I want to talk about the story. The storyline throughout this game is your basic bread and butter RPG storyline, which is you are saving the kingdom from ultimate destruction and evil. In a bit more detail, you work at Trodaine Castle as a palace guard. A jester comes into the castle with the aim of entertaining the king, or so it appears, ends up stealing a very powerful staff within the castle, and ultimately overruns the castle with thorns. Every other person other than you ends up pretty much unconscious, and ultimately they can't move. They're pretty much turned to, thorns and stuff. Oh, and the king and the princess are basically turned into, well, the princess turns into a horse and the king turns into like a toad/goblin looking thing. And throughout the game, you are basically trying to hunt down Dormagus, who is the jester that, did all this, and kill him and make him turn everything back to how it was before. With a couple twists and turns along the way, like any decent RPG would do. The fighting system within this game is turn-based. What this means is your characters stay where they are, the enemy characters stay where they are. You only move in order of speed or agility, as it's called in this game. So a higher agility will mean you're more likely to hit the enemy before they hit you, making it overall easier for you to cast like healing spells, or to simply bum rush the enemy and take them out as fast as you can. Because the game is turn-based, you are not rushed to make moves on the spot. You can wait there for around 5 minutes trying to pick your team's move, and as I said again, it would carry out based in order of everyone's agility. So that's that. It makes it very easy to pick up. You're not rushed. You can do whatever you like. You can even like pause during a battle and go to the bathroom or something, or even make a drink. Anything like that, which also makes it a bit more of a laid-back experience of playing the game. The three main areas of this game are towns, overworld, and dungeons. Towns are basically where everything is. Overworld is where you go from place to place, and there's also monsters to fight along the way. You'll also find random treasure chests that you can loot. And also, dungeons are basically key areas in the game where you need to go through to either collect stuff or defeat certain enemies. I'm going to explain towns. Towns, you have areas such as inns, churches, armor and accessory shops, as also with weapon shops. Some towns have banks. What a bank is that you can put money into it, so when if you do fall in combat, you won't lose half your money, because otherwise if you do fall in combat you'll lose half your money and you'll go straight back to the nearest church. Inns are places where your party can either progress through time, so in other words, if it's like the middle of the day and you want it to go to night time to fight the tougher enemies, you can wait till the night time. Also, if your party's low on health or mana or whatever, you go to the inn and you basically, pay the money, then you wait till the morning, and then your party is then fully recovered. So that's what inns are for. As you can probably guess, accessory, armor and weapon shops are basically where you buy gear from. Finally, churches are areas where you can save. You can also resurrect fallen players from there, but you have to pay money for it. You can also remove cursed items, and you can also, remove poison, or you can even, look how much experience points it needs. You need to level up to the next level. So, it's a basic overview of towns. Dragon Quest VIII allows you to buy gear. Gear is situated between 4 slots. It's your weapon, it's your helmet, it's your body, and also your shield. Every character can carry a shield regardless of what weapon they have. So for example, with Angelo, you can have him carrying a bow, and you can also have a shield for it without any penalty. So it's always a good idea to have a shield. Later on in the game, you gain access to something called the Alchemy part, which lets you mix certain items together in order to make a rarer item or a more efficient item. The monsters around you do not level up with you like some newer RPG games these days. What happens is that these monsters are always fixed at their level, so you can leapfrog their level, ultimately making your job in killing them a hell of a lot easier. This is also true with bosses. Bosses do not level up with you, they stay at their fixed level. So if you really had trouble fighting a boss, you could keep leveling and leveling and leveling outside of a town, or in any other area for that matter, and keep advancing the level, and making your job in defeating the boss a hell of a lot easier, as I said before. Now, when any one of your characters level up, they'll unlock things called skill points. Skill points are used to unlock abilities, traits, or spells within a certain set of skills. An example of this is at the hero sword skill. Now if I keep buffing points up into the sword tree, then I will get more sword skills, and you know, my sword game will be a hell of a lot more effective by buffing skill points into the sword tree. That example would be, you know, if I was using spears and I was buffing points into the sword tree, because I don't need it because I predominantly use spears, that'd be another example. But each character has their own unique skills, and some, you know, it's like semi-unique, and overall everyone has the fisticuff skill tree. So there's that, that's skill points. So if you haven't guessed by now, the main aim of the game is to level up, get better equipment, and to get more abilities to make getting through the game a hell of a lot easier. Also, in addition to this, there is something in the game called Psyche and Defend. Obviously, what Defend is, if you see the enemy and you know they're charging up a massive attack, you can set your whole party, or just you, or anyone, the person to attack indirectly, to defend. This will mean they won't move for that turn, but they'll take a hell of a lot less damage than if they weren't defending. Psyching up is something within the game that lets you multiply the damage you can do. What this means is that for one turn you can psych up and you'll go to level 5, then the next one 20, then 50, and then 100. 100 being the max. And all of these have multipliers to your damage. Ultimately, if you psych up, you'll do more damage. And obviously, if you go to 100, well, the hero will look something like a Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z, and then you'll be doing massive damage. So that's also the addition of the Psyche ability of, you know, the game, which I love. Now onto the graphics within the game. Since the game was out in 2004/2005 and on the PS2, I think it looks pretty damn good. You may have seen some similarities between, obviously, the Super Saiyan looking hero when he gets to 100 tension. That, you know, some people believe that's because Akira Toriyama was in it, you know, involved in the game, you know, who was the lead dude between, you know, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Because of that, you can also see the anime/manga look and feel. And also the game is very colourful. You know, there's bright colours everywhere. The towns look absolutely amazing. The scenery looks amazing. I don't know. I just think the game looks really good, especially because, you know, I'm going from, like, you know, PS3 and 360 graphics, and also the PC. You know, go back to this. Of course, it's a step down from that, but you know, for what it is, it's a really bright, colourful, happy game, which is very good. Also, when you buy equipment, shields, and all that stuff, weapons and shields will be visible on every character. This means when you get a new weapon, you'll be able to see how shiny it is or whatever. Also, some characters like Jessica, you can get, you know, alternate outfits for. You know, the hero has an alternative outfit as well. You know, if you put certain, you know, armor and helmet on him, you know, he will look slightly different, but that's like post-game. So that's that with the graphic things. Overall, it's a very bright and happy game. The creatures look good. They look funny, but you know, it's a light game. It's very colourful, and I really enjoy that in the game. Now to the music within this game. Though personally, I think the background music, not the title, actually any of the orchestral music in here is very good. You know, the battle music, even like the running around in Otherworld, after constant battles, I still enjoy the music. You know, I just enjoy the music throughout the whole game. I think it's amazing. The voice acting in the game is a bit so-so. Sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's a bit silly. Some of the jokes are a bit silly, but you know, the whole game is pretty silly, to be honest. I find it really funny. There are some jokes in the game I think that, you know, they're kind of funny, which, you know, makes the game more enjoyable for me. I don't know how you people would like that. You may be like, you know, I don't want jokes in my game. What the hell is this? But you know, I like the funny aspects within the game. You know, there's some parts when like King Trode randomly comes over and starts talking. All of a sudden, like Yangus like runs over and starts like screaming his head off for no apparent reason. But you know, I like that. I like the accents within the game. Obviously, the hero doesn't have a voice. You know, because like you know, it's easy to put you in that situation. But you know, I would have preferred if he did have a voice. But regardless, I really enjoy the sound within this game. I think it's amazing. And you know, that's about the sound. You know, overall, Dragon Quest VIII, I really love playing the game. I really enjoyed playing the story. I'm not going to tell you how it ends or whatever. I really enjoy the gameplay. It's very simple, but you know, it works. It's not this complicated pile of trash that, you know, it's not a chore to deal with. It's very easy to use. It's basically a standard RPG, but it does it so well. I'm not really one to compare about graphics, but you know, I really enjoy the graphics while playing this game. I like the whole Dragon Ball Z look and feel. You know, they may give it bonus points to me because I was a massive fan of that anime back in the 90s, and I still am, to be honest. The sound is very good. I really enjoy the whole game. It looks great. It plays great, it sounds great, and overall I really enjoyed playing this game. And if you have a PS2 and you haven't played this game and you are way into RPG games, I really suggest you should get this game, because as I've said before, my subscribers know that it's my favorite game of pretty much all time. I really enjoy playing this game. But yeah, there's a quick run for of Dragon Quest VIII for the PS2, Journey of the Cursed King. Have a good day, guys, and see you later.